You are listening to episode 28 of the Underhook Show. My name is Steve, as always, alongside with my co-host Chris. Chris, you've been a busy man as of late. How you feeling?
I'm exhausted. But hey, I'm alive. I'm good. Ready to talk wrestling. Finally back home in Indiana after being in Alabama for a couple days. But I'm ready to dive back in with you, my friend.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm dragging ass myself. I don't have any sort of excuse. But yeah, it's good to be back on the show talking about our great sport. I think before getting into this week's episode of AEW Dynamite, just to point out, neither of us got to Carolina Classic. We both had a lot going on over the weekend, so look forward to that next time. Should be, but honestly, that'll line up with where it's like DPW, then Wrestledream, then we'll have DPW again. That all works. Anyways, I think before getting into this week's show, we both did watch last week. We just didn't record, and I think we should just gloss over a couple of things. Mainly that Andrade's back,
My dog,
dude.
who I thought was Chris Jericho. But yeah, cool to see him back. Interested and linked up with the Don Callis family, like everyone seems to be doing now. Don Callis on the run for his Bobby Heenan era. Yeah, I'm excited. And Kenny Andrade on paper sounds dope. So
Yeah, I hope they're good to go. I think this Kenny might be taking more time off, which sucks, but that might just be where we are at this stage. But whenever they do get to do that, Kenny Andrade on paper looks insane. They may have already had a match in AAA, but if they did, I didn't see it. I'll be real. So that's a really strong first feud, if anything. He's already being booked on indies. He already worked the Crash, which I believe is in Guadalajara, and is their champion already. And at the end of this month, he's wrestling fucking LA Park.
yeah, LA Park. When is that on? Do you know? Because I'm trying to
It's
catch
in like
that.
some Atlanta indie at the end of the month, like October 28th or something.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Andrade looked huge. I was like, crap god, Jesus.
I mean, he's probably just been hitting the gym at the performance center because they haven't been booking him. So I think though, like right out of the gate, the fact that he's working indies already on TV, he hasn't wrestled on TV yet. I was kind of hoping we'd see him soon. But I think that just means that, like, at this stage of his career, I mean, I think it's safe to say that we just don't know what this guy's going to do, but he wants to work right now.
Yeah,
I think he's still got a lot left in the tank, and I still think he's really good. So I would like to see him on TV
he's on that.
ASAP.
He's on that Danielson. Give me whatever the fuck I want run.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm down to see. Him. Like I said, him and Kenny sounds dope. Shit, give me. Wait, who else we got? We got like him in LA Park. Give me that. You know.
Yeah, I mean, that's happening, like, soon, which I have no idea what that's going to look like, but it's probably going to be sick. So,
It's gonna
or at the
be.
very least, it'll be funny.
That's what I said. At the very least, it's gonna be hilarious. So
Yeah, got to tap in.
yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Interesting choice. Like, I mean, not even interesting, but like linking up with the Don Callis family, and now he's gonna get lost in the shuffle of 30 people, though.
Yeah, I think there's all kind of things you could do. At some point, I think you're going to have them be an established presence in either the tag scene or the trio scene instead of just like party match. But if you do look at the lucha presence in there, Arez is in it too now. They did that in one segment as El Clan until Hologram's healthy.
Horrible debut, by the way.
What were they doing with the lights? I couldn't tell what the like. Did they miss
No,
their cue?
yeah,
Was it just like
I think they missed the cue with the lights, and then they missed the cue on camera because they didn't show him ripping off the hologram get up.
yeah, that was strange. You know,
But
actually, you do look at the lineup though, and you're thinking like, hey, like let's start pairing these guys off.
yeah, like especially after tonight. I mean, you had Okada Takeshita, but that's setting up for the inevitable breakaway from that, I guess. And then, but yeah, I'm it's stoked. I mean, 27 people in your stable here, and then Brian Cage still hates you, so it's cool.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
They forgot about him, huh?
Apparently,
They were like, oh yeah, we'll just replace him with Archer. They'll never know the difference.
yeah, I'm always here for Lance Archer or farming though.
Oh, me
I
too.
think I think though when you do look at like it definitely is congested, and they are going to make a move with either. Well, I'm assuming it'll be Takeshita, which we'll talk about that a little bit later. He's got a busy week himself, but I would not see why. And again, this is me wishful thinking. You know, Andrade could easily just go back and work Arena Mexico. You know what I mean?
So, did he ever falling out with CMLL or anything, or was that AAA he was in? I can't remember.
So I don't know if he ever had beef, but before he jumped ship, he was working CMLL again, and then he just stopped going there when he worked with WWE, obviously. So I don't think there's any.
Because
I would be shocked if there's any ill will. So hey, just
my
you know,
initial thought was when he did come back, and I thought maybe he could be like, I thought he would be CMLL because they haven't said that he was all elite yet, right? Just saying.
yeah,
I don't know. It'd be cool to see him there. I've been getting more into CMLL because of AEW. So, and if anytime Brody King's there, I'm locking in.
mm. Yeah. There's a lot that they can do, and I just want to see what that is. But for anybody, I mean, there's all kind of interesting things they could do. So I just want to see what the plan is because he wasn't on TV this week. But anything else to take away from last week? The mixed tag was a lot of fun.
Yeah, the next tag is awesome. Megan Bayne being the heavy is pretty awesome
Oh
for
yeah, and in the FTR
FTR.
match too. So yeah, there's been all kind of different developments. I haven't caught Collision yet. I will just say though, it looks like we're building to Eddie Kingston versus Roosh, which yes, 100 times yes.
But yeah, anytime Roosh on my TV, I'm
So
down with that.
because he had the Drilistico match last week, he has more toast this week, and then so there's only really one way to go from there.
Yes, and then like, I'm trying to remember what else happened last week without looking it up, and that's very hard for me to do. So I gotta.
Yeah, yeah.
I know like the FTR thing and then Megan Bayne. That's gonna be awesome. Kind of weird to go in that, and I guess it's just waiting for what Coke and Beth to come back. I'm
Yeah, but
assuming.
it's a fun detour though. Have we seen Bane and Willow mix it up properly? I don't
I
think we
can't
have.
recall. I can't recall. I
I
don't
think
think so.
I don't think we have. So
Just tag
that'll be
matches, right?
interesting. Yeah, because while Megan Bane like debuted and had her a little bit of a push, Willow was kind of in the weeds with the Death Rider stuff. So I think that'll be a fun match. Uh, Other than that, I'm assuming you didn't get to much else this weekend because you had all kind of stuff going on.
Yeah, no, I've been chilling. I mean, I've seen clips here and there of other stuff going on, but
Yeah, I didn't really either. I've been full steam ahead, starting to get caught up with like everything else in the world. So I'm like about halfway through February at the moment. Nothing recent though. So I guess with that said, we can move on to the October 7th edition of AEW Dynamite. This being Title Tuesday, they do every year because they get preempted by the baseball, which is on now as we speak. But this is coming from familiar ground. This is from Jacksonville at the Daly's place. So familiar for if you've been watching AEW for any amount of years, you know, this was the home base for COVID, and they do at least one or two shows a year every year. Opening with a segment, fittingly enough for Title Tuesday, coming off of a development from last week. This was a in-ring segment with Hangman Page and Samoa Joe. They had a spontaneous feud, and I am here for this 110%. This is classic Joe. If you think of the Morishima feud, that started because they just rubbed shoulders the wrong way. Joe having an issue out of nowhere is very much like him. But what do you got on just this feud, this matchup being announced? How you feeling?
I'm pretty stoked about it, to be honest. When is Wrestle Dreams next Saturday, right?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
coming quick.
jeez Louise, I gotta lock in now. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's I'm locked in. I'm pretty stoked for this one. But the promo was sick. Very weird how to get there though. I don't know. It's very random to me.
yeah, it was spontaneous, but like we said, it's not unlike Samoa Joe, and I think in the position they're in where they don't have a lot of main event heels that are outside of Don Callis family. This is very much a break glass situation, but I don't think there's anyone better than Joe when you need just a quick, sure bet. And they never had a singles match, I don't think. They only had the triple threat. So Joe's right, you know, he did not beat him. And, you know, the best heels are often the ones that are right. And I think Joe has a case here. He's saying, you only got to the belt because of my help. You never beat me when I was champ. I never got anything in return. So I'm stepping up. And Joe as a heel in AEW, so good. And he's just again for a middle of the road defense, you need just something to just lean on. I think Joe will get this over the line, and I think he'll get a really good one out of Hangman. I just don't want it going 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's my issue. I feel like it's going to be a long one, and then it's going to be dragged out. But I feel like the match is still going to be solid, though.
Well, I don't know if Joe's going to necessarily want to be put in that situation. But I also would suggest, despite what I said going into All Out, where like, hey, this Hangman run needs to be legitimized, it needs to feel like a big deal. This might be the show where the world title doesn't go on last.
Yeah.
So I think
I
you could
feel,
do an
yeah,
18-minute, 20-minute, just real
yeah,
solid ass world
because
title match, and
Mox
Joe will get the
and
heat on.
yeah, Mox and Darb would be the main for sure. So yeah, you could do that. No 20 minute, 25-minute banger.
Yeah, these two, I think, I mean, obviously they'll both lay in, and I just think what Joe can bring that maybe Kyle Fletcher didn't is, I think, just a little bit more of a. It's just going to be a different match because I think Fletcher did a lot of good things in their title match. But I think Joe, as the veteran, just mean as hell. I don't think Hangman's necessarily as champion has been pushed where it really feels like he's in trouble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Joe can deliver on that, and it'll. Yeah, I'm really excited for the match. Like I said, promo was good. This all worked for me. Yeah, so Alicia promo again. She's not apparently MJF's on a honeymoon. She's not, but conglomeration promo. Mark Briscoe rally cry. Nothing to complain about here.
Love I don't care. Whenever I see Briscoe about to cut a promo, I know I'm gonna laugh, and I did because last week they did it was Kyle O'Reilly, Roddy, and Orange Cassidy doing the promo on the stairs. I don't know if you saw that one, and it was
Yeah,
talking about Kyle versus Kyle tonight. And he was like, "Why am I Kyle too? I'm older. I've been punching holes in drywall before the other Kyle was born." And I thought that was like these promos are hilarious because yeah, they're hilarious. Like they're funny people, but in the ring they're certified ass beaters. So
yeah, conglomeration, and they're such a big part of this TV. Again, I think when you're out on, right now you're down Osprey, Swerve, and others, so it's like as far as just a lovable babyface group that can all go. This is kind of what TV needs right now. And whatever they're doing with Roddy, I don't know what they're doing with Roddy. As far as I'm concerned, if they do turn Roddy, he can just run the gauntlet with them and they'll all be very good matches.
yeah, for sure. And then I'm just waiting for the inevitable Roddy kneeing the shit out of Orange Cassidy.
Dude, their matches, they've had two matches. They had one this year, that wasn't as high on, but the Revolution match last
Yeah,
year
I'll say
was
that the first
fantastic.
match I remember was fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. Count me in. But the one member of the conglomeration that is wrestling immediately is Tomohiro Ishii, flown in to wrestle Jon Moxley. This is their third match. Their last one coming after Forbidden Door 23, because it was supposed to be Danielson Ishii, and Danielson broke his arm. So Moxley stepped in as replacement. This, unprompted, I was excited for. I don't think they necessarily captured the magic of their first match, but I don't really have many complaints.
Good TV match for these two for sure.
Yeah.
And anytime Ishii's here, I'm locked. I'm Ishii. Ishii is literally everything that I like about wrestling, But yeah, I mean, not a bad match. Kind of random, but here we are.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't think this hit the ceiling as especially their first match, but I was more curious to see how Moxley would wrestle this now that, he's in a different place in his career compared to their previous two. Not that his style has changed too much, but he's just on this run right now. You know what I mean? And he did a lot of fun stooging, I thought, like when he put his middle fingers up in the corner and then got power bombed, and just these like intuitive things in the moment, like Ishii busts his nose up so Moxley like makes sure to get it visibly on his wrist when he's punching in the corner. Like that's just really good detail stuff that I'm into. Obviously, these guys are beating each other's ass, and it was a lot of fun. But again, maybe more of a floor than a ceiling case, but a fun match all considered. And it didn't go too long. This is kind of all it needed to be.
Yeah, a little solid TV banger. Not too bad.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the match went shorter than the Hangman Samoa Joe dialogue we got on this Cage Side website.
Yeah, they're writing they're writing novels over there, but all things considered, not much to complain about. To build to the Jurassic Express segment later, we did get like a Young Bucks pre-tape. Nick Jackson wants some more money because he blew all theirs, which that would come back later in the night.
Young Bucks being the poor Bucks have been hilarious to me also.
Dude, it's like a undefeated gimmick in wrestling. Not even being poor, being broke.
Yeah, and then Brandon Cutler being the rich one now is the funny part.
Yeah. Right. I did not catch the recap of from the Tony Storm stat stuff was Triangle of Madness, but I'm assuming. I mean, that would indicate that they're both going to be in Blood and Guts then, right?
I believe, didn't they announce? I thought they did.
They didn't announce the lineups yet, but they announced that Blood and Guts is happening, and Jamie Hayter was the one who invoked it.
Yeah, I was assuming it'd be like Hater, Amanada, and Triangle of Madness, or whatever they're called.
It's like either
Oh.
I think it's like right after. No, it's before Full Gear. Full Gear's the 22nd. I think this is the week before. So got a little bit of time until that happens. But I'm just thinking anybody in Triangle of Madness is Zorbit. They're going to be the heel team. You know what I mean?
Sky Blue about to pop off in that match. You already know. That's what Sky Blue wanted, so
We just need to find a way to get Billy Starks into the match.
you can figure it out. We got
What
time.
what's Billy Starks doing in a double cage?
We don't need reasons. They'll know the reason once she's in there.
I just want to see what she comes up with in a double cage.
She's gonna do the Io Sky spot in the garbage can.
Maybe. Next we get to probably my match of the night.
Yeah. Well, I texted you. I was like, "Yo, I must have fell asleep during this match at some point because I did not see this."
Yeah,
So
this is a lot of fun. A Hurt Syndicate now with the full name, The Demand, that being Ricochet and Gates of Agony. Rematch this time, it being a street fight, and yeah, this was. I don't know if I like this more than the All Out match, but I still had a really good time with this.
I was surprised. Like I said, I texted you. I was like, "This is awesome."
Mm-hmm.
I said, surprisingly solid match. What I liked was the Hurt Syndicate coming out just in suits.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, okay, they're here for business and fucking shit up. I'm with it."
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Lashley, oh, the table wouldn't break, so Bobby Lashley made sure the table broke.
He sure did.
It was just everything that I love on a Wednesday night or Tuesday. Sorry, today's Wednesday.
Yeah, it was funny to me too that because last week MVP was like, yeah, we don't want to lace up our boots. We want to make this a fight. So I'm thinking this was going to be, like a knee pads over the jeans situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Nah, they just come out dressed to the nines and said, no, we're just going to fight like this. That's
we
real.
got it. Don't worry, we're in slacks.
Yeah, that shit's real, dude. Surprising how giving Lashley was in a match like this. He got a lot of heat on him early. Like, again, like you said, he made sure the table broke. Um, but ultimately, Hurt Syndicate get their win back by just murdering Ricochet. And that was inevitable at some point, you had to think. We left off on Ricochet just getting killed at the end of the match.
Yeah, that was. I was saying that fucking German, bro. Good lord, I audibly screamed. I audibly went. Oh. uh, but no, yeah, solid match, and I feel like you said, it was bound to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like he
Mm-hmm.
was gonna eat shit through that table. I thought he was gonna hit that little 630 John through a table, but I think he's saving that for a rainy day.
It's just nice that they remind you of how awesome Lashley and Shelton are every couple of weeks. And yeah, this was a really fun feud. I don't know if they do a third match. I don't think I need a third match, but I think they all have really good chemistry. Gates of Agony and Hurt Syndicate especially, and Ricochet being a bump guy. It's just something that worked, and they just did it a little differently, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I feel like the trios titles might be right around their corner for the demand. I think.
Yeah, because the way Joe's been acting, I don't know if the ops are along for this world.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna be separating that soon. I feel like it was good in theory, and then Hook got hurt, and they had to make an audible,
Mm-hmm.
and
Now
now,
Shibata's out.
yeah, so now it's like, okay, so that's pull the plug now. Fuck with the, I mean, but I mean, you could do that. You could easily do that. You could, if theory, hypotheticals, the demand get a trios title shot against the Ops. You can turn Joe heel then by having him not help. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, and
then
then like for example,
you
the Hobbs match is right there.
that's what I said. Boom, boom. That gets set up
Hmm.
right there. So that's a way you can get the belts off them, put it on demand, set up for what we want.
Yeah.
Real
Hey,
adult hours.
on that note, I think Hobbs is ready too. Like, I think that they deliberately had him as like a regular TV fixture this year. And when I was going through my sheet, because I'm starting to watch through everything now, like damn, like Hobbs is actually having like a really solid year between all the multi-mans, and then like he'd get his Moxley singles and his Claudio singles. You know what I mean? So I think it's time that they actually get behind him now.
Absolutely. When you were pushing him, I don't think he was ready. This is what I feel like they were trying to do for Wardlow, and it just stuck with uh Hobbs. You know what I'm saying?
And it's still like the third time they've tried this with Hobbs between all his
Yeah.
injuries, and then like when they hot potatoed the TNT title. Like remember they did it was like speaking
He.
of it was like Joe Wardlow and Hobbs in the one
Yeah.
match.
Yeah. And
So
then, the Ricky Stark stuff didn't really pan out afterwards, like the feud there and stuff. So, but it's time, man. Let's do it. Fuck it.
yeah, yeah. So let's get hey man, we got Brody King a belt. Let's get Hobbs another one.
Speaking of, I got a little questions about that when we get there, too.
Yeah, yeah. Don Callis interview. This is setting up Kota Ibushi versus Josh Alexander on Saturday. That just sounds like something that they'd book WrestleMania weekend on like a GCW show.
Yeah, there you
Like
go.
just a random ass like here's this.
Yeah.
But that should be fine. I think in the bits of Kota Ibushi that we've gotten, he's been a lot better, which is good because he was
He worried
brutally
me.
injured.
Yeah, so when they brought him, because he's not, when they put him in Blood and Guts the first time,
Hmm.
I was like, yo, or was it, yeah, the Blood and Guts. I go, he's not that kind of a wrestler. Like, he shouldn't be in this. Like,
Especially for
and
his first match in AEW.
yeah, and he didn't look good, so he got criticized. But now since he's been back, and then he looks like he's got in some shape, like back in some good shape, but yeah, I want to see him more on TV. So I'm hoping like this is kind of like the right direction. I gotta watch Collision, I guess, more.
Yeah, I always mean to, and then it's just I don't know. Saturday night is I just gotta restructure my weekends a little bit better because like the last couple collisions, I've looked at the cards and I go, yes, I'm interested in sitting down and watching this. And then obviously a few weeks ago, I was sick and in bed on a Friday night waiting for it to start, not knowing it wasn't Saturday. Yeah, collision's got some decent stuff going on. Next, Jurassic Express are back in full with just a nice little showcase match and your boy starting to look like his old self again.
Go. First off, that countdown to extinction that looks so hard.
Yeah.
But I'm just hoping that they do. You know what I'm saying?
This is all it's got to be, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is all you got. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if this doesn't work, bud, I don't know what else to tell you. But Bucks and Jurassic Express at Wrestledream in the money match.
Yeah, stakes are high for the Bucks here with 500,000 on the table. I'm sure that'll be a fun match, and I think I kind of figured they wouldn't be too far out of the Bucks orbit. Like whenever Jack Perry would come back, he wouldn't be too far out of their orbit. But I'm just much prefer this than him coming in as what they were doing last year. So I'm open to it.
I'm sold. And then it's like a more mature drunk Jurassic Express too. So
Yeah, I believe he's just Jungle Jack Perry now.
yeah, so they announced him as shout out Jim Ross.
Yep, Jungle Jack, man.
Also, side note, he gets a lot of grief, but I hope Jim Ross is doing good and health wise. Always. Just want to put it out there.
Yeah, yeah. I believe his surgeries went well and all that. They just kind of wheel him out though for like the big stuff because of just where he's at. But yeah, I hope he's doing well.
Yeah, he deserved it. I just remember because he was the first one to call him like Jungle Jack. So and now look at him.
Yep.
But The Pac promo.
Yeah, this
Call,
dude just
call them tangerine balls.
he sure did.
I loved it. He put the shirt on, looks instantly bigger, but I didn't like how that's the only part of I caught was the tangerine balls. If you have any notes for that one, floor is yours, my friend.
Yeah, not too much on the promo. More to say on the match. I think it's weird that they just wheeled out a Pac Orange Cassidy match like this with their history. But this would obviously serve a greater angle. We'll get to that in a while. I'll move on to the TNT Championship, the Kyle match, which the crowd was not as
Crowd
bad this
disappointed.
time.
But I don't know, they disappointed me. All right.
Yeah, you might have been looking for it. I think I'm good on the whole
Nah, I
astroturfing the match with Kyle
yeah.
Chance.
The first time they did it, it was funny, but now I'm kind of like, all right. But this match was dope though. I fucked with it.
Yeah, I think in the last 2 weeks, I want to say I was disappointed by Fletcher's defenses because I thought they were both serviceable TV matches. I think just think looking at the matchups, maybe I would have expected a little bit more, especially out of the Orange Cassidy match.
Yeah.
But to me, it's important that you have your TNT champion featured every single week in good matches. And yeah, it's not like he has had a bad one recently. So I'm fine with this. And I think, like I said, think about where we were at 6 months ago with this belt.
Yeah. Kyle Fletcher is putting stake to this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, and I really wanted that to happen. I'm just more in situations like these, I'm zooming out a little bit, kind of
like
just
guys,
looking at the big picture.
guys like him, Orange Cassidy, they had and Darby had some of the best TNT run, and Sammy Guevara too. In retrospect, but we've had shitty that Daniel Garcia run still left a bad taste in my mouth. Like the Adam Cole one left a bad taste in my mouth. But
Yeah,
but Adam Cole got hurt, so maybe that one's not the best use of mine. But the Daniel Garcia one left a horrible taste in my mouth.
yeah. At the very least, I think we could say that they've rehabbed this title and they actually have Garcia doing something meaningful. So can't complain, man. They hurt, or we did complain, and they changed course accordingly. So yeah, not too bad.
This Fletcher run, I'm glad they gave Dustin his run for a little bit, and then that now Fletcher can take it. You know what I'm saying? Like they did
Yeah, no, that's all I wanted. So
pretty awesome. And then your boy Aura Farmer, Lance Archer.
yeah, dude, out there in the Amiri jeans, just running into the shit can, but they broke it up. I'm sure we're gonna get a big conglomeration DCF tag soon, but all these guys are cool, so that
Yeah,
don't bother me. Fletcher though pulled his punch on Mark Briscoe, which would lead to something a little bit later that I'm very excited. Oh, it was the next segment. Excuse me.
yeah, it was right into it. Yeah,
Fletcher Briscoe at the pay-per-view, man. This card is on paper is looking just stupid.
man, do they do it?
I think they might, and I want you to entertain this thought. So I think you're good on either decision. But before I do anything, before I dive into that, I do want to say I actually just watched their it was their second match from February. They main evented Collision in February, and it's one of the better AEW TV matches all year in my opinion.
Yeah,
Briscoe, blood buckets, and he just plays to Fletcher's strengths so well, both from a character perspective and just he's able to maximize, the super explosive style that he wrestles. This pairing is just really good, and I think you could do one of two things. I mean, like Fletcher wins the feud because this is like the rubber match. They've each won two. Or, I mean, he's going to have to lose the belt at some point because he's clearly going to be in that main event scene. I also think he is a front runner for the Continental Classic, which there's a belt for that now. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You have some time because Continental Classic isn't even starting after Full Gear. It's starting in December. What that means for World's End, I don't know. But honestly, I would not be opposed to them rewarding Mark Briscoe with a TV title run. He has been phenomenal this year. And if you put a TV title on Mark Briscoe, you are going to get good television.
that's what I'm thinking too. I mean, that's who I'm leaning with. I always go with the underdog anyway, but even in this case, he's not the underdog anymore.
No, I think coming off of the MJF win too, Yeah, belt up our boy. If it happens, whether it happens, I don't know. Like I think but that also makes it exciting because I can realistically see them doing either.
When they announced that match, I instantly was like, "Oh, they're doing it. They pulling the trigger."
I'm here, dude. I will like legitimately celebrate
I'm
Mark
saying,
Briscoe. Mark Briscoe wins a singles title in AEW.
it's gonna be my first event watching the new house, so I'm gonna be cheering. Get back, man.
It's a good housewarming gift. Then we move into the TBS title open challenge, which would not be shocked if Mercedes does this more while she doesn't necessarily have a feud in place. Answered by Lacey Lane, formerly known as Kaden Carter in WWE, which she's been getting booked in Ring of Honor, and I think, like they did not, they weren't false advertising with the local competitor angle. Because here I was thinking that they're going to bring in Dakota Kai, who, even if she's living in Florida, I believe she's from New Zealand?
Yeah.
Okay, so
All right. Yes. Or is Austria New Zealand? I'm bad.
it's either Australia or New Zealand.
Yeah.
Auckland, New Zealand.
I knew it was like off something. I couldn't remember if it was like Australia or Austria or something.
That part of the world.
Auckland.
Yeah, it's
I,
from,
I
it's where
thought it
Jay
was
White's
gonna.
from, too.
I thought it was gonna be. I didn't know where Tegan Knox was from.
So she's from Wales.
Never
But
mind
we're in the same ballpark here.
because I was like, maybe they're thinking like cause I'm thinking like an NXT person. That's
Yeah.
Florida, but
Like
they meant
underutilized women that in NXT that didn't get a push, essentially.
man, Tegan Knox, bro. Someone signed her already.
Yeah,
I mean,
Nixon Newell's like she's getting booked in indies. She's just not. She hasn't shown up
man,
anywhere on TV. But I thought this was fine for what it was. I think I was proven wrong because I just didn't know enough about her opponent, and this is a good lesson to learn. When someone leaves NXT, I mean, she was on main roster for actually probably a year or two. You just never know with like ex NXT talent because half of them don't have a wrestling background. You know what I mean? But to Lacey Lane's credit, if she's out of WWE, busting her ass, getting booked, and then showing up Ring of Honor, and then getting this TV match, like, hey, like, you have to want to do that. That's not I'm from college and I was a athlete and this is a way to get paid. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like you have to want to be a pro wrestler to put that work in to get here.
I am horrible. I'm not the best wrestling because when I seen Lacey Lane, I didn't know who it was at first. To be 1,000% honest with you, but I had to Google because I didn't really, I guess I don't. WWE isn't my jam, so I don't really be tuning in like that. But then once I realized she was in the tag team with the other little one, Kaden, whatever.
Catanzaro,
That one, the one that
the
was on
one that
American
was
Ninja
from
Warrior.
Ninja Warrior.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then I was like, oh, okay, I remember them now. But I mean, it wasn't a bad match to be honest. Them hyping her up,
Yeah, it was fine.
I feel like it was way too much for who I thought it could have been. But no, it wasn't bad though. Monet's gonna bring out the best in whoever, you know.
Mm-hmm. And I think at this point, I'm cool with her having these random open challenges and just having these interesting TV matches because, she's at 500 days now. That's how you keep her reign fresh instead of just, her not doing much for like a month and then just having a match booked. So, yeah, I was fine with this. And like I said, just like respect to Lacey Lane for putting the work in and getting to this point. Like that's not I genuinely didn't know if she had a wrestling background or not. I
Yeah,
think she was in the Mae Young Classic way back when.
I don't even know where she came from. Like when she was on WWE, I was like, okay. I mean, kudos, you know. This promo, this woke me up.
Yeah, finally got Eddie Kingston cutting a promo on Dynamite. Cause I don't remember if he had one last week.
I think it was on Collision. He had like I think maybe
He's been having matches on Collision, but I just don't know because like the TV after All Out, he didn't have anything. He was just not on TV.
Because Collision he wrestled Drew Listick and he won. Okay, yeah, I remember that one. That's what set up this. Yeah.
So I don't know if the destination is the Sammy Guevara feud, which that's funny in retrospect.
Oh, sorry, I mean, boo. But like,
Give us the Roos match. Come on, what are we doing?
yeah. But let me hold on. Let's get to Collision first because we're
Oh yeah,
getting
Eddie
deep.
Kingston versus the Beast Mortos.
Like, brother, that has Underhook written all over it.
Yeah, that's the Underhook match right there. Also, the Beast Mortos with the shades over the mask.
Shades over mask. He knows what the boys want to see.
Yeah,
He knows.
dude,
He knows the drip.
that was crazy. I was here for it.
He knows the drip. Like same thing with Luchasaurus with mask on or tiny mask on mask.
Right. Then we get into this double Jeopardy match. These steps always, I feel like, are a little much.
I hate him. I hate him.
Yeah, so it's like if the tag team champions lose in any fashion, Takeshita and Okada get a title shot. Whereas if Okada gets pinned, then whoever pins him challenges for his title. I just feel like it muddies the water, and that maybe should have just been maybe like a not backhanded I think that could have been an offhand comment on commentary where it's like, well, Okada's a champion if he gets pinned, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you don't want people like contesting for pins on your team, and I don't think that necessarily happened. But my biggest takeaway from this match is that I want to see more Brody King Takeshita, because I believe they had a match this year that was awesome.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, we're Team Brodito over here.
Mm-hmm.
Like the double. I wish hit those extra steps. Makes no sense to me.
They did. It was in the Owen Hart tournament. That was really good.
I feel like we're gonna get it again.
Their
But yeah,
chemistry's like I was feeling.
yeah, but something just worries me.
So on the topic of Takeshita, let's unpack this because the tag champs predictably lost, and Bandito's got a messed up shoulder. But Monday, Takeshita's got the small matter of challenging for the IWGP World Championship. So what does that mean? What are the implications there? Like, I'm trying not to look into it too much based off of an AEW result, but I don't think you do Takeshita Okada if he's holding New Japan's belt. And I'm also thinking, like, do you put it doesn't feel like AEW to put tag belts on like a can they coexist team.
Yeah, I hate when they do that.
So I have no idea like what they're doing with this. This is like the one match on Wrestledream where I'm like a little like why? Not that it'll be bad by any means, I don't think. But it's
Yeah.
just very strange decision, I would say.
Is it on here? Yeah. Later on, I'll get to where I'm worried. It's in the promo that worries me.
Okay.
Yeah.
But before we move on though, I would say like I did think this was fine for what it was. As far as Okada Takeshita though, I'm just trying to like line up where they actually do this. The one that stands out to me that I could realistically see them doing this would be the Continental Classic final. But then the question is Takesh the IWGP champion at that point?
We already discussed that he's getting that. He's not holding it for a long time.
I would at least think he walks into the dome with it though. So then the question is how long is the Continental Classic? Maybe they have a new pay-per-view between World's End and Revolution.
Yeah, maybe, but
It's just the timing. The timing of all this is what boggles my mind a little bit. I guess Monday will tell us, and if Takeshita doesn't win, I guess that will leave him to Tony Khan can kind of just map out the rest of his year.
You gotta think he's winning that belt.
I mean, I'm still convinced it's Tanahashi Takeshita for the last
because that run that he was on and then G1, like the run that
he's
he was
had
on this
yeah
year alone.
He's had two really good G1s. I thought last year's was better, but this year's I think was a little slept on, and there was some he was in a not a great block to his credit, and there was just some dissonance with the crowd reactions because he's still very much seen as an outsider. So yeah, Monday will be very telling. So by next week we'll know if he's champion or not, but it's just a very interesting. The timing is just
like coming out Monday.
The show's Monday.
Oh shit!
It's like very late Sunday night our time.
After work, have to tune in.
Yeah. So I mean, the results will be up probably when we wake up Monday. So, we'll stick a pin in that for now because we could speculate all we want, but it's all just very strange to me.
While we're on the topic of New Japan, real quick, shout out to my new favorite team. I forgot their name, but it's the one that's in the War Dogs now.
Dude, Utah Ice and
Cause
Oscar.
yeah, because they won the belts. So let's go.
Did you see he shouts Bumble Club before?
Absolutely did, brother.
Holy.
When I seen them come out, because I remember asking you who they were, and then because I don't know what it was, but I was the one guy looked like Chris Harris from the America's Most Wanted, and then the other guy was blinged out. I said, I'm in. I'm locked in.
Oscar Loibo is just one of these giant white boys they keep finding, but like he's sick. Like he's very much like they brought in him and Bolton, I think like a year apart.
Oh, yeah, Bolton. That's another one I got.
Bolton's awesome. Yeah.
Someone that told me about him, and I watched. I was like, yeah, what they got? What they drinking over there in Japan? I need some of that.
And dude, I don't know what happened with Yuto. Like I watched him as a young lion, and he was not like shouting yardman slang in the ring. So
Oh, Bumbleclop. Big up to you,
yeah,
them.
dude, it's insane. It's awesome. So we'll see. We'll see where they go from here. At that point.
So then there's a speedball, or it's like Jet Speed and the Willow Nightingale.
It's just such a likable team, baby faces. Quite honestly,
it's 1995 WWF
mm-hmm.
positive energy, and I liked it. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. And then, it's gonna be a good solid 6-person match though. Megan Bain is like I don't like you said. We need that proper Willow Megan Bain match.
Yeah, they could have a good one. I want to see somebody throw Stokely like a lawn dart, whether it's Bane or Will.
I can see Megan Bain doing that, like the old bushwhacker battering ram spot. But
Do you think Willow's taking a shatter machine?
Well, I mean, yeah. Or do they save it for no? They already gave Beth the pile driver, so yeah, I would say probably Willow takes that. I was gonna say they would save it for the Beth Phoenix match, but
Yeah, maybe. Unless, I mean, who knows? If they get the heat on, Edge already might be back. But
you talk about Edge going to the WWE.
yeah, he's wrestling Cena in Australia, right?
Yeah.
Hey, man, to be fair, congrats to them for bullying Triple H into booking the AJ match.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna watch that. Well, not live, but I'll watch it later.
Isn't it on some like weird ass time because it's in Australia?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. But you gotta. The network isn't a thing anymore, so I just go. I wait. I wait.
Yeah. Did you see they're running Io versus Mayu in Japan?
No.
Yeah, Io's going back to Japan to Marigold, which was started by the guy who founded Stardom, where that's all a very messy situation, and he's not the best dude.
I heard about that little guy.
And so Mayu joined that company this year. Like the three sisters of Stardom were Mayu Iwatani, Io Shirai, and Kairi.
Okay.
So last year, Io did their first very big show and wrestled Utami.
I remember that. There's like a big thing of her going over there.
This year, it's like in a couple of weeks, like after the Australia show, they're doing their Japan tour, and Io's going to stay and do this match against practically her sister, which, if you saw that bump going around last night, like the neck,
her getting powerbombed or whatever it was, or
it was the Alabama Slam.
Yeah.
People don't realize, like, people who've never heard of Mayu are like hyping that up just because of Marigold's ties with WWE. Or Marigold, excuse me. But I don't think they understand that Mayu and Io for that match, like they're probably going to do some really, really dangerous things because of like how big of a deal this is for them. So
when she went there, was that around the same time Nakamura went to Noah? Because I remember like there was two
it was like a year and a half apart.
Okay, because I remember like
AJ did a one-off in Noah last year.
Yeah. And I know Nakamura did too, though, right? Or something like that.
Yeah. That was 2023.
Where the hell has he been?
I don't know. It's rumored that he might actually be in Tanahashi's last match. I would hope that somebody would sign off on that just because, like, I mean, we got Tanahashi and Shibata wrestling this year. Nakamura is kind of like the only guy Tanahashi hasn't interacted with on this last run. And plus, him and Okada kind of already had their like last match a year
Yeah.
ago. So
So like
I would hope it'd get there.
Nakamura and Tanahashi break that down for, and then like that's like
Their
a
history,
rivalry. That's like a rivalry compared to like what, like in American wrestling.
man, I don't know, because I was talking about the Three Sisters.
Yeah.
Well, in the late '90s, there was a class of wrestlers in the New Japan dojo. It was Tanahashi, Nakamura, and Shibata, and they were given the name of the new Three Musketeers. These were the guys who were supposed to take the company into the future, and for a while it didn't work. Shibata just left, and Nakamura became the king of strong style, to skip over all kind of other details along the way.
Yeah.
Tanahashi was the guy to say we're taking this back to its roots of just pure professional wrestling, not all this crazy violent shit. And it was instrumental to Tanahashi becoming the ace. And they feuded in the early 20s until he left. Like 2015 G1 final, I believe, was their last singles match. And then all three of them were in a tag in Nakamura's finale. I don't really know what I would compare it to in the States, because I just don't feel like America has these generational feuds of where like you come up together with these guys.
It's all like mostly like it's organic for feuds now. It's not like where New Japan you're working together and stuff of that nature.
Right. So unfortunately I can't think of a good comparison off the top of my head, but it's like there's a closeness to it because they essentially grew up together, and ideologically they're just like the opposite. And so that led to, they're kind of like tailored for each other in that regard. But I hope that gets over the line, because like that's like the one guy Tanahashi has not crossed paths with, like, and on this last run. As always, it remains to be seen.
It's the FTR Stoke promo.
Yeah, so this is really like call and response stuff, and
Yo, Top God's out.
Top Gods, it's a cool name.
Give me a shirt. I'll buy it. But
we got a terror reference next.
yeah, that's why I said thank you, because but this is what kind of worries me in this. But the terror, he said we suffer to return harder. I said shout out Terror, who I just seen in Alabama. But
always a good time,
man, dude. Even if you're like not into that, they put on a great vibe show. Like it's just energy out the ass.
Yeah,
but,
100%.
It worries me here that they're gonna turn Brody heel. I don't know why. I just have a weird feeling. Like, is Buddy coming back?
It was somebody, I think it was one of the Wrestle Purists guys, tweeted like, oh, they should turn Brody heel, and then he could have a Bandito feud, and then like be like the head of the Hounds of Hell. And then Brody like straight up responded to this guy and put nah.
Oh yeah,
so I don't know if he's into it. So we'll see.
And then like what's crazy was like I had that thought, and then I seen that too, and I'm like, see, I'm not the only one that thinks that, because I'm like, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'm just programmed to think this.
Think time will tell. You got to do something with this injury, depending on the severity. But the thing is, if you turn Brody King heel, they can't feud right away.
Yeah.
Now, they've done it before where they've written people off with turns. There's nothing new. But do you think they can, like, do you think they have enough for Brody to do in the moment for a couple of months before Bandito comes back?
I think so.
It's tricky in that regard. Because he's like, you could just plug him into the Continental Classic no problem. Like he did the first two and was really good in both of them. I would hope both of these guys are in the tournament this year. Bandito is like basically tailor made for it. So
yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. I don't. I know they're eventually going to lose the titles because it's inevitable. Nothing lasts forever. But like, I just don't. You don't have to turn them heel. You can give them that push. Come on, man.
Yeah,
do it.
Again, this is all just a very strange. And I'm sure the injury didn't help with the creative, but this is all just the timing of all this is very weird to me.
Yeah.
Main event time: Orange Cassidy versus Pac. Pac in the pants singlet.
Yeah, I was gonna. I watched this today when I was texting you, and I caught up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, my man, what you wearing? What's going on here?
Dude, he looks fucked up, man.
He's off a bean. When he came back, like I said, you put a shirt on, he looks instantly more ripped. Now you put what this singlet on, I don't know what. Hey man, to each his own. I'm not gonna say nothing because you'll beat my ass.
Yeah, you can't look at that dude the wrong way, dude. We'll just be turning to dust. But
So his Death Rider entrance was sick as hell too.
yeah, they got that down at this point. These two have really good chemistry. I just don't think this scratched the heights that they've had previously, but I do think this was to contribute to the angle at the end of the match. But it's still really good stuff between these two, I would say. Orange Cassidy Impact, great pairing. I think because they were at home, maybe they wanted like a classic AEW matchup for it, and this one's obviously canonical after the Revolution 2020 match and then like the Continental title stuff. So I get it. I think that I would have just preferred something a little bit more fleshed out. But the angle, I think, like I left the show still feeling like pretty excited. Although, let me ask you this: wouldn't it just make more sense for him to get counted out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, I mean, we gotta give the people what they want.
But Pac doing the most heel thing possible, hitting a tombstone on Orange Cassidy in front of like two small children.
Yeah, but hey, he got his comeuppance, or Orange Cassidy got his comeuppance though.
Yeah, he did end up winning the match. Darby Allin ended up one
Oh,
handcuff to the ankle onto like some railing, which did buy OC enough time to recover and then eventually get the flash victory.
and then
And then all hell breaks loose.
Darby goes on a rampage.
He's just like he's got like the GTA weapon wheel at this point.
Yeah, so okay,
Break it
first,
down.
okay, first Pac runs up, chases after chases after Darby Allin, gets hit with pepper spray. What? All right. No one else. Everyone. Hey, shout out to Taz and all them for reacting and coughing, but the fans were not reacting at all. So didn't help. But hey, funny. Then Yuta comes out. Darby decides, I'm pulling out a stun gun, which happens to be the loudest stun gun I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, dude, that shit had to be like they had to have like the directional mic on it or something.
And
That
then,
was crazy.
no, you thought that was crazy. Then he runs, and then Daniel Garcia and the rest of the Death Riders are holding Moxley back from chasing Darby down the little ramp. Darby has a Molotov cocktail.
And
What?
Moxley's still trying to go after him.
These
He doesn't
two
care.
are going to commit actual murder in this I Quit match. You're gonna have to kill one of them to say it. There's no like
Yeah, it's the first time in a while I feel like genuinely concerned going into a match because what they're telegraphing is this is going so far. And I'm not going safety police here. I'm loving it. Don't get me wrong. I'm never gonna
yeah.
do that.
I'm violence is
We love this
necessary.
shit. Yeah, we love this shit. But I'm like, what can they actually get away with in this match? What is it going to look like? Like,
Because we've already seen them do crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Mox has done crazy stuff.
yeah, this is
Darby's done crazy
promising to
stuff.
be
What else can you get away with at this point?
one of the gnarliest matches in recent memory. And I'm trying to temper my expectations, but it's very hard to keep my expectations realistic when we're threatening with tasers and Molotov. Yeah.
Because like, oh, I'm just thinking, like they're implementing a lot of fire.
Yeah, I think that should play into the finish at this point, but this is the third TV in a row where these two have closed television. I think this is ending the show. I think this will go on last. And I also think, because, as much as I was kind of banging the drum for legitimizing the Hangman World title reign, I think they've gotten there anyways. But who could possibly go after this match?
Nothing.
If it's as promised.
Yeah, there's no way you're putting on a title match after this because your crowd's gonna be dead.
I mean, I might if this isn't the main event, I might have to turn the pay-per-view off and finish it the next day because what could you possibly do? Like, I keep asking the questions about what could you do in the match, and then like how could you actually follow this if they deliver? Like, that's obviously as much as these are two of the best wrestlers in the world who could do this type of match. There's always that if. So I'm like I'm on the hamster wheel with my thoughts about this match. Like, I could talk in circles for hours, so I won't, but I just remember messaging you. I'm like, like it was last week even. I go, I don't think there's been a match I've been this excited for in a very long time.
Yeah, no, this is gonna be probably one of my matches of the year, just because of the sheer violence alone that's gonna happen. Not from a technical standpoint, it's just gonna be a pure entertainment standpoint for me.
Yeah, I mean, that's the it has the potential to definitely be one of the better matches all year, if not. I just what they've shown us. There's been some sort of fire. I mean, 3 out of the 4 weeks. Now you have a taser involved. They did tax last week with Marina. I mean, obviously you're gonna get your standard pro wrestling plunder, but the severity of the feud just tells me that they are going to do something really extreme and not in like the normal wrestling sense, like something you're probably not expecting. And I can't, and I'm just trying to talk myself down of trying to even fathom what that could be. I think you're gonna see something that you just have no notion of. That's just gonna blow you away, or at least shock you. So
But yeah, murder.
a death match that actually isn't false advertising.
Like I don't know, like I don't know what else. Like he's gonna bring out a gun. He's like I don't know, like oh
Darby's got a gun.
yeah, I don't know what else to do. Like yeah, no, it's gonna be crazy, man. I'm 100% pumped for it.
I'll
And
Google them the Missouri Athletic Commission to see what isn't allowed, and then we can go from there.
it's just gonna be. You're gonna have a hand grenade. You're gonna have like
I really thought that these two might do the exploding ring if they wanted to try that again, but I
I
don't think
feel
they'd
like
do that in a stadium
I
or an
feel like
arena.
they were like, you know what, we did that, we tried that once. Let's not. Let's yeah, no.
Did I tell you about the when I read about that match in the book
Uh.
from Way of the Blade AEW version? It's just like it's a book on AEW's bloodiest matches from their first 5 years with like interviews from Tony Khan and some of the wrestlers. And basically like what they were pitched by that effects team, somebody came in like hours before they went on the air and was like, "No, we're going to do this." And they're just like, "All right, you guys are the pros." And then like nobody was happy with it, naturally.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, that was just like they hired some like top of the line effects team to make it look sick. And then somebody got too big for their boots and fucked it all up. So
What could have been? We can't dwell on the past because guess what? Someone's gonna die next Saturday.
the match was Kenny's idea too, by the way. That was not Mox's idea.
That's weird.
Yeah, Mox says multiple times in the book because they talk about that in the lights out match. And he's just like, people know me. People think I'm the deathmatch guy. And like, he's like, yeah, I like wrestling that. But he goes, Kenny's the one with all these fucked up ideas. And he's like, you want to do an exploding ring? I'm like, sure.
You know, Mox seems to be like the easiest person to work with.
It seems like it, man.
Because that's why we've said it once. We're gonna say it a million times. The ace of AEW.
Yeah.
Because you put the belt on him a million times for a reason. To put that, you know what I'm saying? Like if you need a violent guy, he could be the violent guy. He can wrestle too. It's not like it's but he's fine right here in his part of his career. We're all about like just violent. Oh God, I can't wait.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very, very, very excited for this. So I
can't even like think what could happen.
maybe next week will give us more insight to that. Otherwise, they had a couple of matches announced for Collision. I don't know if there's too much announced for next week. What we do know about next week is that it is going to be a 3-hour episode, so we will have to plan accordingly. Maybe we don't. Maybe we record Thursday.
Yeah, it'll probably be a better option to record that Thursday. We'll play it by ear, see what's popping.
Yeah, I can't find anything announced for Dynamite, so we'll just have to wait and see. But I will say that next week on the table, we will talk Go Home. We'll preview Wrestledream, and depending on where we're at, might talk some DPW as well. Other than that, Chris, you got anything to plug?
Nothing this week, my friend.
Well, I actually got out Matches Worth Watching, ECW in 1994, over on the YouTube. It's basically a bunch of Sabu matches because of the catalog, and I'm just not a big Shane Douglas or Public Enemy guy. Public Enemy are just becoming table merchants at this point, so maybe it'll get better. But a new ECW video out. I think it came out all right. It's been getting out there in the algorithm, so I'm just gonna plug it here too. Might not be active on YouTube for a while because I'm already looking towards end of the year. But I had a lot of fun doing it. YouTube.com/matches worth watching. It's all there. So yeah, I just wanted to plug my shit real quick. But look for a jam-packed episode next week after we had our power hour-ish here. Might be a little over an hour. But regardless, we're back. We're going to be locked in next week. And things are going to get real exciting. Got the go home next week. We got Wrestledream the week after. And then a week after that, it's DPW's big show.
Well, you're telling me you're not a Shane Douglas fan, is all I heard about it. Okay.
Yeah, that's what you got out of that whole ramp. A lot of exciting things here as we head into the fall and winter months. But I look forward to watching all of it and discussing it with you, my friend.
Likewise, my friend, likewise.
Well, for Steve and for Chris, if you got this far into the show, thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you again next week.
See you.